Welcome back to Yapping About Mapping. It's been a while since I put one out because, I was working on the map, but then also I just got caught up with some real life stuff that stopped me from being able to make a devlog about this as soon as I play tested this latest version. And I know that this series probably means like a lot to a lot of people, and people are definitely just waiting around for the next episode just desperately, like it's the only thing that keeps them going through the week. So I apologize to those people, to my many, many, many adoring fans, but sometimes real life just gets in the way. So this is the latest version of VIPR Factory. This one is Beta 1 because I decided, okay, I think we're mostly layout stable, and I'm moving into the beta phase. I'm officially a beta male, and I've never been happier. So you can see that mid is a lot different than before because it's sort of partially art passed. It's kind of funny because it looks a little more art passed than it is, just because these dev textures I think just sort of look like they have kind of a factory look to them. But it's actually really just more the upper level here, these trusses in the ceiling, these windows, and like these lathe props, which are custom assets. I got these from tf2maps.net. But after talking a bit more with some of the dev team of TF2C, I was recommended to like maybe use some reference photos to actually maybe capture more of a realistic setting, because as I mentioned before in my earlier devlogs, I wanted this to have a sort of like almost surreal, like underground sprawling forever factory look. And yeah, I was kind of told that that doesn't really fit the theme of TF2C and TF2 in general. And as heartbroken as I was about it, I was like, well, actually, yeah, like they're kind of right. And so I decided to look up a bunch of reference photos of old factories. Actually, oddly enough, I was searching for the term friche industrielle, which is a French term for like old abandoned industrial land, kind of. And I found a lot of really cool photos that were able to be used as concept photos for this. And once I started doing that, I have to say, I wrote a little miniature devlog about this in the Discord thread for this map in our Discord channel. But I'll say it again here, is that it's almost like a cheat code for making things start to look pretty decent, because just by being able to mimic some real architectural features, it goes from like if I just pop over to the base real quick, which hasn't changed since then, you can tell this just looks sort of, I don't know, blocky, and it's hard to tell what any of this actually could be. One person, when they were playtesting it, said it looked like a Portal. It kind of does, I guess. And over here, this is actually starting to look a bit more like a real factory, right? This is this has some believability about it, which just is lacking elsewhere. So I'm going to be doing that going forward, working a lot more from reference photos to make it look nice. And yeah. So as far as layout changes go from the last version, not much actually really changed. I got rid of these. There were these upper conveyors here, which took you from one side to the other, and I removed them because they just kind of seemed like they were sort of cluttering up the space a bit and making things more complicated, and not many people were really using it. And so I did end up getting rid of them. Also, they were hard to justify once these windows went up, because then it was like, okay, so the conveyors are going out of the factory? I mean, it's not impossible, it's not unheard of, but it's, I don't know, it started to look a little bit weird. I mean, just to mention something else about the reference photos, is that this area right here, kind of from this angle, is actually based sort of off of a reference photo that I found and was working on, and that's what kind of had the idea for these pillars with these sort of triangular blocks on them, and this terraced sort of structure, and it adds so much more depth to the actual look of the room that yeah, it's I don't think I ever would have been able to really do that properly without consulting reference photos. So yeah, I will be doing a lot more of that in the future. But layout changes, yeah, so those conveyor belts are gone. I can't remember, did I get rid of the entire death pit already in the last version. I don't actually quite remember, but in any case, there's only one death pit here in the middle, and then I put this structure above it that you can like rocket jump onto and jump onto. There's some issues about that, which I'll talk about. But beyond that, yeah, I don't think really much actually changed here. These little transition rooms changed a little bit. I put these console props here mostly because actually I noticed there was this really kind of wonky sightline, which like actually even from all the way up here, you was like kind of you went all the way down here. Sorry, hang on. I'll do it the other way. So it was like from here, and you could go like look this way all the way up to like here. And so like you could actually get like a pretty clean sight line on the enemy point from up here, and like that's no good. So I blocked them off, and then I even had to add this little ramp here to finish blocking it off. And I was told afterwards, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, ABP, one of the mappers for TF2C, was nice enough to go through the map with me afterwards and just give his input on some of the stuff that was working and some of the stuff that wasn't working. And yeah, he actually mentioned specifically, like, this room is getting really oddly cluttered, and like he's definitely right. These consoles actually were just slapped in very last minute because of blocking that sight line, and then like even these ramps were added, and like this room is just getting very bizarrely shaped, and I need to simplify this down like a bit and get it to be a bit cleaner. I have some ideas on how to address that. I've actually started working on the next version of this map already. I won't talk too much about it because I prefer to talk about it in retrospect and not you know, before I actually release it and have it playtested. Just also in case something changes. And going into the bases, I think basically nothing changed here. Like I don't think I changed. Oh no, wait, there was a big change. One really big change. Hang on, I'm just going to actually just remove the setup gates just because they're kind of in the way. Let's see, SV cheats 1, and then MP setup time cancel 1. Oh wait, no, I think I have to join a team to do this. 1 second. Okay, so MP waiting for players cancel 1, and then setup. Oh.
Looks as if some peasant has taken my parking space. No matter. Gentlemen, take me to my car.
Thank you, Mr. Civilian. That gets rid of the spectator HUD too. That's nice. So, okay, there was a big change here. And it was probably like the most important one that was talked about the most, is that this used to be a ramp, and there used to be a one-way gate here. And I removed the ramp, and I removed the one-way gate. I spent a lot of time in the last devlog actually talking about this one-way gate and like why I think it should be there and why other people think it shouldn't be there. And I eventually relented and was like, okay, I'll get rid of the one-way gate because people want to be able to kind of like go this way to maybe attack to defend their point from the enemy team. And but I wasn't convinced just because I've had this like nearly traumatic experience with like players just kind of ignoring the main flow of the map and just going anywhere they want, and I wanted so badly to keep players on the right path that I was like, okay, fine, but there's going to be a drop down here, just so that way like you can get up here if you're a mobility class or if there's a jump pad or what have you, but it's not going to be like the main way to go. And yeah, I changed this room a little bit. I made it so there's like a little spot to maybe hold in either direction to kind of catch your breath. And after talking with AVP at length about this and maybe explaining why this is actually important to get up here, I have decided that in the next version I will actually put the ramp back so people can go up this way and use it as a defense path. The reason being, like, I don't want people to go this way, and I had such a problem with people getting lost and going the wrong way, like, constantly. But, like, at least how it was explained to me was, like, this is a pretty long way to go. Like, if you come out of spawn, you have to go, like, all the way through here to get up here. So, like, it's never really going to be a very optimal route. And so, like, probably most players will just not go that way usually, unless they're just kind of really stuck here and cannot make any progress, which, by the way, did happen, and I'll talk about later. And so, like, yeah, I will open this back up so you can actually get up here and you know, you can actually go attack the enemy, or defend against the enemy attack going this way. Yeah, because definitely, like, one thing that happened during the last playtest actually was, so there's a sort of interesting flaw in this map, which is really, really critical to solve, and that's that it is really easy to capture your own point, and it's kind of easy to hold mid, which sounds like maybe it's a good thing, but like, one team just kind of dominated for the whole game, but like, they were never quite able to capture the last point. They were never actually quite able to like clinch out a victory, and so what ended up happening was like the winning team civilian would capture this point and then go all the way to the base, and then
You really think I'd be caught dead driving this?
yeah, okay, thank you, civilian. They would make it all the way to the point, and then they wouldn't quite capture it. But like, since they could always capture mid back really easily, it was like trivial to capture mid. And so the round timer just kept getting time added to it, like over and over and over, and it just kept going and going and going, and like the round just never ended. Like, for the entire playtest, I think we had 2 full games, and both of them were like, the first one just happened to end right before that like cutoff point where it will just go to the next map anyway, and then the second one also dragged on and on. Like, you could even see it in the demo file size, like, compared to the other maps. Like, this one was like 3-4 times as big, and it was just because this was going on and on. I actually kind of saw, like, towards the end of the playtest, I swear I saw like the teams just kind of like hiding in their base and like just like making a token effort to look like they were actually attacking. Or sorry, like actually like contributing to the game, but like really they were just looking at the round timer and being like, oh, don't cap, just please end this already. So that's no good. So I need to work on making it a bit easier to get back out and like take back mid from the enemy team, as well as maybe a bit easier to break out, because yeah, with this pathway here, shut down, like, or not really completely shut down, but like difficult to get into. It's the only way to go through to mid is through this main route, or through this kind of little parkour jump to get up here, and this is also a bit difficult to
Mission
attack
ends
from.
in 60 seconds.
Damn it! 1 second. And fire team round timer. Can I just pause? Yeah, there we go. I was adding time last time, but I can just pause. Yeah, teams had a really hard time pushing out of here, and at some point, like, once one team got a really big stranglehold on mid, they would actually put a sentry right here, and it turns out this sentry spot is just like devastating. Like, it's super hard to take down, because it's just a hard angle to shoot it from, because, like, you know, this is, I guess as a demo man, maybe you could get it from here, but like, you're being attacked from over here, and yeah, it's just hard. So there's going to be some changes in mid to try and alleviate this, and also, yeah, like, I'm going to allow teams to flank around to here. I forget what else I wanted to talk about here. Yeah, so ABP showed me quite a few things in this map. I'm not going to go through like all of them in excruciating detail, because some of them are like pretty minor, and I think you'll see them when the next version of the map comes out. The one thing that I did maybe talk about that we didn't really come to a solution on was, like, I've been kind of feeling like another reason why there's not a lot of like mid fighting going on, and rather just people going through and like not much action happening, is because it's a little too cramped in here where I am right now. These boxes, of course, like, they are they're the gimmick of the map. They're not going to go anywhere. They're going to be here. Like, I'm going to abandon the map before I abandon the boxes and the conveyors. But like, if you kind of look at this, it's like we've got these pillars blocking the way, and then you got to go across this moving conveyor belt. There's this death pit right here, and just these narrow little areas to attack across. And I mean, the health kits are there to try to incentivize you to go in, but I didn't see many people fighting in here, and from my own experience, every time I tried to kind of push across, I even started to find it kind of frustrating just how much crap is going on and how much stuff is in the way, and it's just not pleasant to fight in here. So I think I'm gonna open up mid a little bit more. Let's see, what else is there? Yeah, actually, one thing interesting that AVP pointed out to me, something that's just never really occurred to me, was like rollouts from spawn. I'm not very. Oh, hang on, I have to add bots to do this. Bot, and then, yeah. And then I just go to spectate, and then back to red, and I pick soldier. There we go. I'm not a soldier main. I'm not very good at rocket jumping, so it's like I'm not going to do this very well. But like he pointed out that it is kind of hard to roll out if you kind of go like this, because I mean maybe it's kind of the right height, but like you hurt me. There. You can kind of like go through here, and like a lot of like the more advanced players of mobility classes really like to be able to do these like rollouts at a spawn where they want to go, you know, from here and then like be able to maybe go up this ramp here, something like that. So I've kind of accidentally got it halfway done, but I need to find a way to. Sorry, my mouse is a little janky like that sometimes. I need to figure out a way to like maybe make it a bit easier, because when you have this interior that you're rolling out of, you know, the ceiling gets in your way and stuff. So I'll have to do something about this. Even also for like demo, you know, coming out of here, and yeah. So not really much to say about that. Yeah, I don't know. There's actually, I feel like not really much to say about it this time around. Like I think the last few ones I had a lot more to say, because, you know, the early versions were just so disastrously poor that there were like a million things I could criticize, and then the last version just had so much go right about it that there was a lot to talk about. But yeah, not much has actually changed since the last one, and I look forward now to just kind of tweaking the layout a bit more, doing more of this reference photo based art passing, and just kind of continuing to test and iterate and tweak it and make it the best map that it can be. So yeah, this is actually really a short one. I didn't really expect this to be so short. I was expecting to yap a lot longer, but no, I guess this is it. See some of you in the playtest, and happy mapping.